Special Agent with Homeland Security Investigations, okay, guys? HSI.
This is what Fed Reacts covers.
Defender Jeffrey Williams, an associate of YSL, did commit the felony. So here's what 6ix9ine actually got. Racketeer conspiracy. This attack shifted the whole U.S. government. This guy got arrested for espionage, okay? Trading secrets with the Russian John Wayne Gacy, a.k.a. the Killer Clown, okay? One of the most prolific serial killers of all time, killed 33 people. Zodiac Killer is a pseudonym of an unidentified serial killer who operated in Northern California. All these serial killers, guys, they really get off on getting attention from the media. Many years, Jeffrey Epstein sexually exploited and abused dozens of minor girls at his home. It was OJ working together to get Nicole killed. We're gonna go over his past, the gang ties, so that this all makes sense. All right, we're good now. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry. Good catch, Angie. Guys, welcome to Fed Reacts. Sorry for that. We got Mo on the ones and twos. It's not Bills, and Mo is not as good with the Streamlabs, but he's getting there. So he's helping out. As you guys know, we pretty much switched our setup. We now use, OBS and Streamlabs and a bunch of other much more complicated software than StreamYard. So, bear with us, guys. We're kind of getting our bearings on it. This is Mo's first time running it by himself. So bear with us here. But yeah, we're back to regular schedule programming, as I was saying before when I was muted. We had, as you guys know, last week we were in Maryland. We went ahead and shot a video with Tim Pool. We did two podcasts. We did one on IRL where we talked about Trump case extensively. If you guys watch this channel, you know I've covered the Trump case extensively, where I cover the Georgia indictments, the South Florida federal indictment, the Washington, D.C. federal indictment, and then, of course, the New York indictment. They're talking about him being potentially indicted in Arizona as well, and some of these other states that he wanted to get recounts on the votes. We'll see what happens. I think whatever's going on as far as the stuff with Trump is ridiculous, but, that's a whole other thing. What else? And yeah, guys, we normally film on Sundays and Thursdays. What we're going to do now is on Thursdays, we're going to live stream. So we're going to give y'all 2 live streams a week. We're going to give you guys a live stream on Thursday and on Sunday. Just because we're demonetized on YouTube doesn't mean that the grind doesn't stop. We're live streaming this right now on YouTube and on Rumble. So if we do get hit with some kind of weird, copyright, we don't know what's going on, because you guys know sometimes I'll stream the show and I'll play some stuff and react to it, and they'll stop it abruptly and say, we're not sure if this is copyright, so we're just going to, pause the stream. So we won't have that issue on Rumble. So you guys can watch us on Rumble or on YouTube. We're dual streaming right now to both platforms. And do you have anything for the people?
I do.
The new announcements? Go ahead.
Hi, guys. What's up? Yes, I want you to all follow @FedReacts on Instagram again. Also, since we're going to start live streaming on Thursdays and on Sundays, I'm going to start posting the polls a little bit earlier in the week. So maybe Mondays and Tuesdays. So you guys stay active there, because I'll be doing it so we have more time to research. So I kind of want to mention some of the cases that you guys requested this week, because I need you to be active voting on the polls, since we have a lot of different cases. So if you guys vote more in the ones that you request the most, it'll be easier to have a case ready for Thursday or Sunday. So a lot of people have been asking for Myron's cases. I kind of want to mention that.
Yeah, there's one that there's 2 or 3 in my mind that I can cover. One of them I think might still be active, so I don't know if I could do it. It was the one that I did right before I left, but there's one that literally is the reason why I have gray hair. But continue. Yeah.
But can we do them though?
There's one in mind that I can do in my head. The reason why I've held off on it is because I did that case very closely with a friend of mine, And actually, matter of fact, you guys probably, if you Google Jaime Zapata, right, rest in peace,
Oh, that's
former
a highly
special agent,
requested one.
he was so Jaime Zapata, not to divert to another topic, but he was a special agent that was HSI out of Laredo, the same office that I started my career. The case that I'm talking about, I did it with his best friend.
Oh, okay.
So I did that case with Jaime's best friend. So I'm trying to get him to come on.
Oh, okay.
And I'm trying to get him to come on and do the thing. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to keep it a million with y'all. He's still on the job. He can't show his face. I'm probably going to have to put a voice mask on him and everything. So, so if I did bring him on, it would be remote and you guys wouldn't see him and you guys would hear a weird distorted voice. But I can verify that he 100% helped me on that case. And it was crazy. But that case was one of the biggest cases that hit national news. Long story short, it was a human smuggling organization that was using fake Border Patrol cars to smuggle illegal aliens into the country.
Oh.
Huge national security threat,
Wow.
Yeah, that case literally made me become a man. For one of the most stressful periods of my life. I'll never forget that. It was on my sister's birthday, December 11th, 2015. That I got that phone call and I was like, holy crap. And I didn't sleep for like 72 hours. Yeah, that was a big one. But I have that case very fondly in my memory. The only reason I'm holding off on giving it to you guys is because I want to get my buddy on so that we can talk about it together because he would help me throughout the entire thing. Okay. So
there you go, guys. Like that's why you guys gotta be a little bit patient with these Myron's cases because he has to get everything straight.
Another big one I have is I'm pretty sure it's still active. I mean, I could probably cover like what I did on it and how we got it. That's actually the case that got me the director's award. I showed you guys my director's award that I have. It was that case that I did, and I actually. Right before I left the agency, I made a pretty big arrest, and it hit the Department of Justice news and everything like that. So I'll talk about that as well.
Wow.
So, nah, man, I did it, and then I had another one. I had a really big organized crime case on this little town out in the middle of nowhere in Texas where they were smuggling crystal methamphetamine and a bunch of drugs and shit. So I could do them. It's just that it's going to be extensive. I don't want to put you all to sleep because I'm really going to, since it's my case, it's my baby, I'll be able to go into the weeds about certain things. And I got to find a delicate balance where I can go into the weeds without like disclosing too much. You know, the cases are done so I could talk about them, but it's like,
okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's so bad that I still remember the main target's name, date of birth, where he lives.
Wow.
I remember social security number like that. When you get involved in a case like that and you have like a main guy that you're looking at, I remember fucking everything. It's just that I'm trying to figure out how I would go about it. He's in jail right now. Serving a pretty
that's exciting.
lengthy sentence, yeah.
You can see Myron's eyes shining.
Yeah, I could definitely do it. It's just that I'm trying to figure out how I would do it in a way where I'm not disclosing too much. And if you guys really like my cases that much, I did 2 already on the Fed Reacts channel where I covered 2 of my own cases. So feel free to check those out if you guys are really interested in that.
Oh, send it to me so I can post it on
Oh, yeah,
Instagram.
sure, yeah. Because you guys ask a lot of the times for cases that I've already covered. Like, y'all ask for like O.J. Simpson. I'm like, we covered that already, you know? Or
Brian Kohlberger.
Yeah, Brian Kohlberger. You guys asked for. Who else do they ask for all the time that we already did?
6ix9ine.
Yeah, y'all asked for 6ix9ine a lot, and I'm like, that 6ix9ine one. No one on the internet did a deeper dive on that case than I did. That stream was like 4 hours long.
Yeah. Wow.
And the reason why, again, with 6ix9ine, it was our New York field office that arrested him. I know the guy that whose case it was. Because right after they arrested 6ix9ine, I went to New York for an organized Asian organized crime case. I had an Asian organized crime case that tied back to Miami. So I went to New York. I'll never forget. January of 2019, they arrested 6ix9ine in November of 2018. So 2 to 3 months prior, they had just arrested 6ix9ine. So when I was up there in New York, I was there at the El Dorado Task Force. You guys could look that up. It's a big financial task force up there out of the New York field office. I met with some of the guys that were involved in that case because it was our HSI New York gang squad that did the 6ix9ine blood case. So that's why I knew whatever. Did you know that they wanted to actually arrest him like way before they actually picked him up? They wanted to arrest him way after when he was arrested. So quick little, give me ones in the chat if y'all want to hear this story. I don't want to go off topic.
6ix9ine?
Like, give me ones in the chat if you guys want to hear this story. If you don't, then cool. Give me a 2 and then we'll keep going. We'll keep pushing because I don't want to. We're going into a million topics here, and Angie has she's She's distracting me, goddammit. Give me ones if y'all want to hear this. If you don't, then give me twos and we'll go right into the Waco siege.
I just want to like mention these cases because I know you guys been asking for them a lot and you spam me with like Myron's cases, Myron cases, Myron cases. And I do send him like some of the screenshots that I take of your guys, if you guys like request, so he can see that
Damn.
you guys are being.
Mo, it looks like astounding ones all over.
It looks like it.
Why is it so blurry though?
I guess because he's
Mo?
zooming in.
Yeah, because I was zooming in. That's why.
Okay, zoom out a bit. All right. Okay, I'll give it to y'all. So as you guys know, 6ix9ine was wrapped up back in 2018 and arrested by a bunch of other gang members for being a part of the 9 Trey Bloods, right? They hit him with RICO, etc., all that stuff. So the reason why they picked him up, guys, when they did, they actually wanted to extend the case out longer, and they didn't want to pick 6ix9ine up. They didn't want to arrest him in November, but they had to do it because 6ix9ine was planning to go to Connecticut to go gamble at the casinos. And the way things work, guys, is so when you work at a field office, right? Let's say you work in the New York field office. Your area of responsibility or your AOR is the area that you can operate in without necessarily having to notify anybody. Now, as a federal agent, technically you have federal authority to investigate anywhere in the United States. However, there's different offices that have different areas of responsibilities. So if your case touches another AOR, it's on you to contact that office to say, hey, listen, I'm going to be doing surveillance in your area. Or, hey, I need assistance. I'm going to be in your area, blah, 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 right? So you want to coordinate with that office that runs that area of responsibility. So in this case, 6ix9ine was going to go from New York City to the casinos in Connecticut. Mo, can you pull up a map if possible here so I can show the people from a visual standpoint, which is about 2 to 3 hours away, right? But here's the problem. That's a whole other AOR. And they would have had to follow him and then notify the Connecticut field offices, hey, he's going to be at Mohegan Sun or whatever, and we have a credible threat that they're going to try to kill him at the casino. So I know, because I was an intern in Connecticut, they only have maybe 20 HSI agents in the state of Connecticut total.
20.
Maybe 20 to 30, right? And I'm being, because there's a Hartford office and there's a New Haven office. I worked out of the New Haven office. So they don't have more than 30 guys, right? To cover a guy like 6ix9ine and do surveillance, boom. Okay, so the casino guys, Mo, type in Mohegan Sun. I'm giving y'all some real fucking sauce right now. This is exclusive stuff that no one else is going to tell y'all. Type in Mohegan Sun, M-O-H-E. Yep, Mohegan Sun.
There it is, Mo.
Yep, the top one. And then type in New York City. Or directions. Hit like directions.
Oh, directions?
Yeah, like hit directions in New York City, right? So, Wambo pulls that up. So he was going to go from New York City to Mohegan Sun. And, yep, New York, boom.
How far is it?
And you guys are going to see right here. Okay, so
2 hours and 36 minutes.
It's 2 hours and 36 minutes, 132 miles. They would have had to follow him throughout that situation to keep eyes on him, and they would have needed to have agents in Connecticut help. That would have been an extremely labor-intensive surveillance. And then not only that, guys.
Expensive too, right?
Expensive too, but like the biggest thing is like the logistics of following him around in the casino. Here's the other thing. Where the casinos are, that's tribal ground. It's not tribal, it's basically Native American land.
Oh, okay.
So since it's Native American land, it's, I don't want to say sovereign, but it's almost like not the United States kind of. They have their own tribal police.
Like the United States doesn't have jurisdiction.
They do, but like you have to coordinate with the tribal police. So the tribal police is the law of the land over there.
They have their own police?
Yeah, they have their own police.
Wow.
Yep. And a lot of them are Native Americans. They have to, a lot of times to get on with the tribal police department, you have to have like Native American blood. But that's a whole other political thing. But regardless, so not only was it a logistical nightmare to follow him there, but it was also a logistical nightmare to actually maintain surveillance on him in a fucking casino with a bunch of people there. Then on top of that, they got credible information that the Bloods want to kill him. So like, okay, are we going to take the risk and continue the investigation, follow him out there, and they try to kill him in a casino? And they had warned him too, hey, there's a threat on your life, whatever. 6ix9ine didn't care. He wanted to keep doing what he was doing. So a big reason why they arrested him when they did, because if you guys noticed, they arrested him really abruptly. Like I think his album Dummy Boy was set to release and he went to jail right before it dropped. They didn't really intend to do it that way. They wanted to get him later on when they had more evidence. But since there was so much threat on his life and such an issue with safety and him being out in public and potential of other people being hurt and then coordinating with tribal police, it would have been a nightmare. So they're like, you know what? Let's just indict this guy now and get him. And what ended up happening was, since they pulled the trigger and they arrested him more for his safety than anything else, that's why they came back with a superseding indictment. 9 out of 10 times, if you see the feds come back with a superseding indictment, that means that they pulled the trigger quickly and they didn't intend to, but they had to do it for some type of circumstance. Because a superseding indictment is basically a fancy way of saying, like, okay, this is a new and improved indictment with new charges because we've been able to conduct our investigation at the length that we want, at the pace that we originally had wanted. But in this case, the 6ix9ine didn't want to listen. He was difficult to he was hard-headed. He was trying to go to a casino. He was going into another AOR that only had 30 HSI agents. It would have been labor intensive. You got tribal police that you got to deal with too. You don't want to necessarily notify them because now you got to bring them into the investigation. It's a whole bunch of bureaucratic crap on the other side, which is a logistical fucking nightmare. So that is why they pulled the trigger and arrested him when they did. Give me fires in the chat if y'all enjoyed that story that you guys are never going to get anywhere else on the fucking internet, man. That's real insight right there.
Question.
Yeah.
You had 6ix9ine here for Fresh and Fit, right?
He pulled up. He pulled up for academics.
But you didn't interview him?
No, I talked with him, but I didn't know. It was academics and him. They did an interview.
That would have been good to have him on the table and ask him all
I talked
about this
that
thing.
Yeah, it is funny because I knew that too, but like I didn't say a word about it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, because I was like, yeah, like I mean, the case is done now, and it's a lot of stuff is public. But that was a big reason why he got why they pulled the trigger on him was because he wanted to go to the casino and gamble, and that would have put a lot of people in danger when they had credible threats on his life.
This guy, man.
So yeah. Anyway.
He's done. Anyways.
Only on Fed Reacts, man. Exclusive right there. Y'all ain't gonna get sauce like that anywhere else. Man.
Okay, continuing with the cases that you have been requesting. You guys requested Elisa Lam. You know, we know about that case, and I think it was in California that she appeared dead in the water tanks in the hotel. That's a very interesting case. We have Luca Magnotta. He killed a bunch of people, and he is also, I think it's the guy that was the Don't Mess with the Cats or Don't F with the Cats
that
documentary is based on.
Yep.
Yeah. People are asking for more GCS reactions.
They don't post. JCS?
Yeah.
Yeah, they haven't posted in a long ass time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have no idea. But that's a good channel.
Yeah, it is a good channel.
Vanessa Guillen. Do you know her?
Who?
It's I don't know. She used to be a military girl.
I didn't hear that one.
She was killed by somebody.
Okay.
I haven't researched that one.
Okay.
The burger chef murders, that you guys been asking for that a lot, so I have it written down. Did you cover Ariel Castro?
No.
Okay, that's also a highly requested one. Of course, Ed Kemper. I always pull him, like I always put him in the polls, but he always lose with other cases. Like he lost to Sound of Freedom, he lost to Chicago Ripper Crew, he lost. Like you guys need to keep voting for him so we can like cover him. The Menendez brothers.
The video's done on that. I just gotta post it.
Yeah, we're gonna post it on Rumble.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to post that one on Rumble only, guys. Sorry.
Yeah.
YouTube won't. Well, I tried to post it on YouTube and they took it down.
Yeah, and the Columbine shooting too.
Yep.
It's gonna be on
Columbine
Rumble
as well.
And
I got another exclusive for you guys. Operation, I think it's called Shadow Ghost Stories or Shadow or something Shadows. Basically, it was a case that the FBI did. It was a 10-year-long investigation into 10 Russian nationals that were here as spies, and they had been like they got full U.S. identities, etc. But they were here. They were like basically a sleeper cell of intel agents.
That's
yeah, really interesting stuff. Yeah,
KGB stuff.
KGB, yeah.
KGB?
Well, yeah, SVR, but same shit. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They want us to cover Harvey Weinstein.
Who?
Harvey Weinstein.
Oh, Harvey Weinstein.
Sorry.
Yeah. We're on YouTube, so y'all already know what that means.
Yeah. Can I say my joke now?
Yeah.
No,
bro.
Okay. Pat Tillman.
Andrew, you're becoming racist. What, Pat Tillman?
No, it's just I said it
Pat
when we are
Tillman's a
like
good one.
exclusively on Rumble. Pat Tillman.
Pat Tillman's a good one.
Yeah.
The former football player, military.
I
forgot to mention, guys, real quick. Don't worry, it's empty. Yo, shout out to Gorilla Mind, by the way, guys. Use the Fresh Fit code if you guys want to get a discount on Gorilla Mind products. Mo, if people want to interact with the show, we forgot to mention, drop the Streamlabs chat in there for them. If you guys want to super chat into the show, as you guys know, we're demonetized. But if you want to super chat into the show, go ahead and drop your, click the link and super chat in your comments or questions or anything else like that.
Doing it right now.
We're going to put that in there for y'all.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Okay. This is a very interesting case, another one, but this is the first time somebody had requested it, and I find it very interesting. Do you guys know the Killdozer case?
No.
Okay. I just wanted to mention it.
Okay.
But it's a very interesting one. Barry Seal too. And they also ask a lot for the 9/11 videos. I dropped you guys a story.
9/11.
9/11. He has a playlist.
Bro, we covered 9/11 to death. Guys, I have an entire playlist dedicated to 9/11 on Fed Reacts, and then on Rumble we have all of our Ryan Dawson interviews. Guys, we have easily like all the content I have on 9/11.
videos.
I got easily like 20 plus hours of content on 9/11,
yeah,
bro.
he's got like 11 videos on that.
Like, yo, dude, I did a video. No one has covered it more extensively. I'll tell you what we got. We got the official story. We got the unofficial story. We got how the FBI identified Bin Laden, how the CIA found Bin Laden. Oh, I need to post that one too. Literally everything, bro. Like, when it comes to 9/11, I covered it to death. We even went over the conspiracies, okay? Hey, man.
And I cannot say my joke.
Yo, you know
and
what?
you want me to say my joke.
Nah, yeah, like, yo, you're saving for Rumble. But yeah, like, y'all already know what that sound effect means, right? Should I say more? But I covered that angle as well, an angle that no one wants to touch. Shout out to Ryan Dawson.
You don't want me to say my joke.
Nah, man, chill.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, you guys need to research.
But yeah,
the
dude, we
YouTube
did
channel.
9/11 to death.
Yeah. You guys need to check the YouTube channel and check the playlist because you've been requesting cases that Myron had already done. They also asked for GFK, so.
Oh yeah, that's coming. That's coming.
Well, there is a bunch of cases that you guys have been requesting, but that's pretty much it.
That's
to
it.
sum it up.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's
And also
What?
there is a bunch of people asking for UK cases. I kind of wanted to mention it
for
because
what? Oh, UK stuff.
it's not that I'm like ignoring you guys. It's just that. Okay, Myron's gonna explain why we're not doing UK cases.
I try to stay away from foreign cases, guys, because I'm not that familiar with other countries' laws. In some examples, I will. Like, for example, you guys asked for Vibes Cartel a million times, so I did Vibes Cartel for y'all. Yeah, facts, right? But what I will also cover for you guys is we'll cover the Yorkshire Ripper.
Okay.
I that one is one that I actually meant to cover. He's like the newer version of Jack the Ripper.
Okay.
He was running around slaying chicks in the 70s and 80s, I think. So yeah, we'll cover that one for you guys. But I try to stay away from foreign cases unless like it's like overwhelmingly being demanded. Like that Canadian serial killer, we're gonna cover him.
Paul Bernardo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that him?
Yeah. That was killing chicks with his wife.
Damn.
No, who's the Canadian Ted Bundy? Not Kemper.
It wasn't Robert Kulinski.
There's another
it was
guy. No, we're not covering.
I have not.
No.
I don't remember. But
Okay.
yeah.
Bro,
Someone in the chat's gonna put it.
they out here killing chicks, bro?
Yeah, bro, they always are. Yeah, serial killers. Some facts are some of the biggest misogynists, man. Anyway, yeah, guys, if you want to donate to the show and get involved and send in a super chat, we do have a super chat button. Click that Streamlabs link.
Robert picked
Send
it.
your donation. There we go. Boom. Send in your super chat, and we'll go ahead and read it. But we got a documentary to cover.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Let's hit some of these rants, and then we'll get into. We're going to talk about the Waco siege finally. And sorry, guys, we just like to make. Sorry for the delay in announcements, but you guys enjoy this stuff, man. You're here chilling with us on a Thursday night. Me, Angie, Mo is in the back hanging out. So yeah, man, shout out to Mo. So let's go ahead. We got World's Coolest Nerd goes, just for being late and no mic audio at the beginning. Put on the do-rag for your atonement. WFAB Fit. That's World's Coolest Nerd. Thank you. I appreciate that, bro.
Do-rag, this the hood, ain't
Hey, man.
Myron doesn't want to wear the do-rag
You guys will never see it. Bro, work on being punctual. Amor del Napoli. Could you cover the Negretta or Camorra?
What?
And Angie, can you Google those two? I think that's Italian gangs, if I'm not mistaken.
Italian?
Yeah, I think he's speaking.
They also ask for like the cartels.
Yeah, that's coming. The guys, Mexican cartels are coming, but understand, when I do the Mexican cartels, it's going to be like the mafia. I'm going to have to do a multi-part series. You know, as you guys know, we spent like, a month covering La Cosa Nostra? So when I do Chapo and I do Pablo and I do all these people, be prepared. It's going to be at least 2 weeks of content just on them. So that's why or 9/11, same thing. I spent like 2 months on 9/11. So whenever it's like big stuff like that, I always try to go extensively. What?
Okay, Mo is going crazy with the stream deck thing.
Yo, because he said 9/11, so you know.
Yeah. What did you say?
Okay, so then Greta is a prominent Italian mafia
That's what I figured.
based in Calabria in Italy, and the Camorra is a Italian secret society of criminals.
Yeah, that's
in
what I figured.
Naples during the 19th century.
We did touch on that. Those names sounded familiar when we covered the American and Italian Mafia.
Mm-hmm.
I love watching the show. I literally binge watch all shows in like a week. Mad respect for you guys on FNF. Y'all have changed my mind on how men think and actually help my relationship. Shout out to you, Tori. Thank you.
That's great.
We got Marshall Forward goes, Ruby Ridge happened just a few months before Waco. Since then, both events have essentially been intertwined with each other. Will you cover the Ruby Ridge siege one day? What up, Angie?
Hi. Yeah, that's
put on the
also
list.
highly requested.
Okay.
It's on the list.
All right.
Definitely on the list.
Yeah, she'd be looking at your DMs, guys. Vlon the DL goes, finally we can hear Mo laughing and talking. Let's go, Mo. Love you, G. All right.
You.
Yeah, Mo laughs the most whenever we.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gotten to a point now where it's just like we just gotta hit a sound effect and just keep going. You know what I mean? But you guys know what time it is when I hit that. Them boys is watching. All right, so we're gonna cover the Waco siege today, guys. This has been requested for the better part of a year, and this is probably one of the biggest blunders by the ATF. But yeah, let's go ahead and pull up the Wikipedia real quick on this.
ATF?
No, pull it up. Waco siege, please.
Waco's.
Yeah, and then we'll get into the documentary. Then we'll cover ATF and FBI and all that other stuff after the fact.
All right.
All right. So the Waco siege, also known as the Waco massacre, was the siege by U.S. federal government and Texas state law enforcement officials of a compound belonging to the religious cult known as the Branch Davidians between February 28th and April 19th, 1993. The Branch Davidians, led by David Koresh, were headquartered at Mount Carmel Center Ranch in the community of Axtell, Texas, 13 miles northeast of Waco. Suspecting the group of stockpiling illegal weapons, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, ATF, obtained a search warrant for the compound and arrest warrants for Koresh and several of the group's members. Okay, so as you guys know, actually, no, we can go into the ATF real quick so that this makes sense. So, guys, the ATF right here is the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms and Explosives, right? And these guys, one of my best friends actually is an ATF agent when I was working on the job back on the border. So I know, dude, the ATF and the DEA, I worked so close with them. I know what their forms are. I know what their policies are and their standards. It's literally hilarious. But yeah. Because when you work with other agencies a lot, like you get to figure out what their policies and procedures are because every agency is different and like you know what they can't do versus what you can do and you kind of leverage that to your ability. I'll give you an example. So like ATF has something called, wow, we're really about to get into the weeds now. Give me ones in the chat if y'all want me to really go into this. Give me twos if you guys want me to just keep going with the Waco siege. Give me ones if you guys want me to actually go into this, or give me twos if you guys want to just keep going with the siege. Let's see what the chat says.
Yeah, once.
Ones?
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, once, apparently.
Department of Justice donated $2. Thank you so much, my friend. Sounds like Department of Justice, you cheap bastards. Appreciate it. No, thank you, man. Okay, so ones. All right. So I'll give you guys an example. So whenever I used to do operations, right? Like, well, let's say we had a confidential informant and we got a call like, hey, bad guys in town, we want to buy some drugs, or we want to buy some guns. ATF was really good at this. They would have something called POE money, right? Purchase of evidence funds. And they would have it right there in the office. They'd have a safe and they'd have a couple $1,000s for, buy busts or whatever it may be that was always available to them. Versus the HSI, if I want a POE money, I got to write a fucking memo. I got to send it up like 3 chains of people. I got to, talk to managers to get the money. It's a pain. It's going to take me I want to be able to get it in 24 hours. It'd take me a few days, right? Mm-hmm. But ATF, they have that money right there. So if you're working with them, hey, I got an informant that could do this deal, blah, blah, blah. We just structured a deal to buy some firearms for $3,000. I'd call my buddy up. He'd be like, cool, I got the POE money here. Let's go out. Boom, we're just out. He gives my informant the money. He signs some paperwork. We do the operation. Good to go. We don't got to worry about, getting all this stuff. So ATF is really good about getting out there and getting stuff done, right?
Okay.
Versus HSI, we're a bit more bureaucratic when it comes to that. But on other hands, right, HSI, we had a lot of resources. So if they didn't have money to fund an operation or they didn't have the manpower, right, because there's only I think there was only 5 agents in the Laredo office and they would need help with surveillance and shit, I could go ahead and get easily 10, 20 guys.
Why would there be so little agents?
There's not many. ATF only has about 1,000 agents in the country. There's not many. So, fun little fact for you guys.
Why?
ATF and DEA, I'll tell you right now, ATF and DEA guys have very few special agents. Most of their staff actually comes from something called task force officers, TFOs. Okay, and what a TFO is basically a state or local law enforcement officer that's deputized to enforce federal law. So, for example, when I was in Laredo, right, ATF, they had like 3 to 5 special agents, but they had like 10 TFOs. They were from Laredo Police Department, Webb County Sheriff's Office, Texas Department of Public Safety, and these guys had their state authority, but they also had ATF credentials, so they were able to enforce federal law as well. So they could do both.
Okay.
Right? So, and that's really useful because if you can't get a guy on a federal charge, they could go ahead and take a state if they want. They could go and present it to an ADA, right? So they can do both. So since ATF didn't have that much manpower, if they needed help with surveillance, I'd be able to get us 20 guys easy, right? Versus if we needed to do an operation quickly, they had the months to be able to do it because the funds to do it, and they didn't need to go through management. So these are just like some nuanced things where working with other agencies can help you out. So that's one thing I really liked about ATF. They're like what I would call a street agency because they're doing a lot of dope deals. They're buying guns all the time. They're on the street because they're dealing with violent criminals.
Yeah.
So they need expedient funds to be able to make deals happen. Also, another thing that they can do, they can sign up an informant in 24 hours. HSI, I got to do all this bullshit. I got to fingerprint them and signature exemplars and all this other stuff.
Oh,
so
you said that they also can do like raids. The DEA is very like good at putting like microphones and stuff and like raiding phones and stuff. You said it in the
yes, yeah. So the DEA, what they do really well, and I could do I could do a whole episode with you guys and tell you guys the strengths and weaknesses of each agency because I've worked with all of them so extensively. The strength of the DEA is they are absolutely the best at exploiting telephones. When it comes to writing up a Title III and listening to your phone and tapping your shit, they're the best at it by far. They can get a T3 up in a week, which is unheard of with other agencies because it takes such a ridiculous amount of resources to write up the affidavit, send it up to Department of Justice, OEO, have it signed, then bring it back, give it to a district judge. It takes a lot, guys, to listen to someone's phone. So DEA is the best at it by far because they have an infrastructure. They have deals with these phone companies where they're able to go ahead and get like toll records like that. So here's another example. When I was HSI, right, and I want to I will subpoena someone's phone information. Let's say I'm looking at damn, are we really going to go down this road? All right, give me ones in the chat if y'all want me to actually talk about this exploiting phones. If not, then we'll go to the Waco siege because I don't really want to get in the weeds here. I will give you guys the sauce if you guys want it, but I don't want to like totally, and don't worry, timestamps will be up later. But give me ones if you guys want to actually hear this. Give me twos if you don't. If you guys want me to break down like exploiting phones and how the DEA does it. And all
we
that sort of
should
crap.
react to a Breaking Bad episode so you can explain all this stuff.
Oh yeah. I'll watch it. I'll watch that stuff and I could tell you what's like realistic and what's not.
Oh, we should do that. Absolutely. I love Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of my top.
I'm the
series.
one who knocks.
Yeah, I am the one who knocks.
Yeah.
Okay, they want to hear it.
my
Okay.
name.
So the DEA is really good at exploiting phones. I'll give you guys an example, right? So when I was an agent myself, right? Let's say I would do a drug deal, right? And I'd send my informant in there. So this is how we would do it. So I'd be working with the ATF and DEA. I'd get the money from ATF. I'd give it to my informant. He will go do the deal. When he did the deal, we identify who that subject is that he talked to, right? I would send a phone subpoena. It would take me a week to get the toll records back. But DEA, they get it back in like a fucking hour. They take that phone number because they have a very good relationship with all the phone companies. They have like a contract. They go ahead, get that bad guy's phone number that they did the deal with. Within an hour, they got that guy identified and they have all his tolls. And they saw everyone else that he talked to.
Well, it will take you a week.
It will take me a week. So that is the beauty of working with other agencies because you're able to leverage everyone's strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah.
So DEA is fantastic at exploiting phones, getting toll records back, doing toll analysis because that's what they do, right? ATF, fantastic at getting money quickly to make deals happen on the street, right? HSI, we're kind of all over the place where we could do many different things and we have resources. And then the FBI, what the FBI does really well is they just have money. They have money. You know what I mean? So if you need manpower, you need resources, etc., they have that.
Where's that money coming from? Like, why did they have that money?
Because they're the lead federal agency in the United States. They're the number one. They're the biggest federal law enforcement agency.
Oh, okay.
So they get the most funding, etc. And then their mission requires a lot of money because they do counterterrorism, right? If you want to talk about a counterterrorism case, that money's endless. They can, if it's a counterterrorism case, they could do whatever they need to do.
So translation, that's like the government spoiled child.
Absolutely, yes. Yes, the FBI gets what they want a lot of the times. So So that's kind of an example, guys, of working with different agencies and doing stuff. So like that's why I always had a very good relationship with DEA. I had a very good relationship with ATF, and with working with them, I was able to do our cases, and we were able to leverage every agency's strengths while minimizing our weaknesses. Versus if I had just done it myself, it would suck, bro. I'm trying to do phone toll analysis. I can't get the records back quickly. But if I have my DEA guy go and send a subpoena to T-Mobile, he's getting those records back in an hour. We can have that motherfucker identified. And not only do we have that guy identified, now we know everyone else they talked to, because when they were doing the drug deal, I would look at the times when the drug deals were being done on that other guy's phone and see who he was talking to. Bam. Now I'm starting to web out and figure out who they're going to. Because I would look at the phone tolls of when a crime was occurring and see who he was in contact with. Whoever he was in contact with while we were watching them on surveillance and they were committing criminal activity are other conspirators.
Yeah. Well, it's important to mention too that Myron had said.
Like the video!
Oh my God.
Oh, sorry. Like the video, guys. Y'all are not gonna get insight like that anywhere else on the internet. I was actually out here on these streets. I was really out here doing this, man. Y'all are not gonna get this level of detail anywhere on the internet, bro. Sorry.
I was like, what the fuck?
You saw that scare Bob. What was that? I forgot what it was. Okay, it's important to mention that this what Myron is saying, that working with other agencies is very rare, because other agencies, he has said it before, are very competitive.
Yes.
So they don't want to work with each other because they want to take the credit all the time.
Yeah. It can definitely be like that, and it really comes down to having good relationships, knowing good guys. The guys I worked with at ATF and DEA were really cool guys, so it wasn't an issue. But yeah, I mean, I was one of the few guys that worked like Laredo HSI and Laredo DEA hate each other. I was one of the few guys that got along with them. It was bad, dude. It was bad.
I can't imagine there were no women in those offices.
Yeah, no, there was actually one. There was one female DEA agent. She was like Colombian. I remember her, but that's about it.
Okay, that's why you were
Was she
friends
cute?
with everybody.
No, she wasn't.
Nah, she wasn't.
Colombian
She was
and
old. Yeah.
I don't mind a little. I mean, never mind.
All right.
But yeah, man, you don't want to date chicks in law enforcement, man. They're terrible. But
They can
anyway,
be masculine, right?
yeah, way too masculine. So okay, what else do we got here? So so yeah, this is so that's the ATF, right? So the ATF is domestic law enforcement agency within the United States Department of Justice. Its responsibilities include the investigation and prevention of federal offenses involving the unlawful use, manufacture, and possession of firearms and explosives, acts of arson, and bombings. So guys, ATF, man, their main mission is 100% firearms, right? They do explosions and stuff like that too, and bombs, but that's gonna go to the FBI 9 out of 10 times if there's a bombing. And they also do an illegal trafficking and tax evasion of alcohol and tobacco products. Yeah, they do cigarette smuggling too, guys. They rarely do it, but we actually did a really cool case on the Hezbollah. There was a Hezbollah cell out of North Carolina.
Yeah.
I want you guys to really go watch that. It was a really cool cigarette smuggling case that ended up turning into a terrorism case. But yeah, that's what the ATF does, guys. All right.
Very interesting.
If you buy a gun in the United States, you're gonna have to fill out. Oh my God, I forget the form name, but you have to fill out an ATF form, right, saying that you're not a felon, etc. That's where Kodak fucked up. Kodak filled out an ATF form saying that he wasn't a felon and he wasn't under indictment when he was. 1001 false statements, and that's how he got arrested for lying on an ATF form. So that's what ended up getting him jammed up. 9 out of 10 times, if you get arrested for being a felon in possession in a firearm as a federally, it's going to be the ATF that arrests you. I think it was Boozy. It was ATF that picked up Boozy. It was ATF that got TI with the weapon stuff. So if it's a gun violation, guys, 9 out of 10 times it's going to be ATF that does it.
Does that mean Lil Wayne too?
Did Lil Wayne get hit with ATF?
There was a gun charge.
Oh, so he got hit with the state though, because there's a state statute for felon in possession and there's a federal one. So, but it ended up being state because he went to Rikers. If you go to Rikers, it's a state case.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you guys will see why the ATF took the L in this case.
Yeah. They've done a couple L's. They did Operation Fast and Furious too, which is another thing we got to cover for y'all.
Oh yeah, they've been requesting for that one too.
Fast and Furious. Yeah. Well, Jaime, the agent I told you about, he got killed with a gun from the Fast and Furious.
Oh, okay.
The gun that killed him, the machine gun that killed him, literally was traced back to a firearm that was taken from Texas and was a part of Operation.
Can we cover Jaime Zapata?
We will.
Because
I'm
people
trying to
are-
bring my buddy on for that
Oh,
one.
right, you said.
Because he
yes.
knew him personally.
Yeah.
He was a good guy, guys. He was very well liked. Normally, people have, if you have bad rep, people will tell you the guy was an asshole. But he had a fantastic reputation. And no one spoke poorly of him. He was a really good guy. So I never met him, but the fact that he got along with all the guys I get along with, you already know. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
all right. So let's go ahead and he was a really hard worker. That's what he was known for. Matter of fact, funny story. Really funny story. Scary story. Scary and funny at the same time. So my mentor, right, was a guy, I'm not going to say his full name, but his name was Fred. I'll just say Fred, right? If he's watching this, he knows exactly who he is. My first supervisor when I landed on Laredo was Fred. Fucking fantastic guy. Taught me everything. He supported me with everything I did. I was in the human smuggling group, but I was doing drug investigations. He was totally cool with me doing that, right? Taught me so much. He was the one that was supposed to go to Mexico and do that detail that Jaime died on. My old supervisor, my mentor. He was the one that was supposed to go down there and do that tour. And last second, I think Fred had some obligations with his family, and Jaime volunteered and said, "No, bro, I'll go for you," because they were good friends. And he ended up dying. Crazy. Small world, right? It should have been my supervisor.
My
mentor.
A situation just like that happened to my dad.
Mm.
Just like that. He had his birthday, and he had to transport some stuff to another state. And because he had his birthday, he asked one of his buddies, and he got killed in the road.
It's wild. But yeah,
Just
rest
like
in peace to
that.
Jaime Zapata. Condolences to his family. He passed away, oh man, I think February of 2011 or 2012. But we'll cover that case for you guys. I just want to go ahead and see if I can get my buddy on that knew him personally so you guys can get better insight. Because I never knew him personally. He passed away before I became on as an agent. I was an intern when he passed away. So, but yeah, man, it was bad. It was bad. But I think all the people that killed him were found and arrested. They went on a huge manhunt to find those guys. Even the narcos turned those guys over. Because they knew that the American government wanted them so bad. And it's bad for business, bro. Killing federal agents is bad for business.
Yeah,
So they don't want that. They want to be able to, get around the borders and everything. So
of course.
that's what ended up happening. But yeah, my mentor was the one that was supposed to actually go on that trip. And he last second, Jaime volunteered for him. All right, let's go ahead and go into the documentary that we have for y'all. And guys, I hope you guys are enjoying the stream. Like I said before, go ahead and click the Streamlabs link if you guys want to go ahead and get involved and super chat into the show. We got Department of Justice said $2. DOJ in the house, went off to fix myself. Now I'm better than ever. Let's get this shit going. Thank you, my friend. All right, so
quick question, real quick. Do you would you say that the ATF has been taking L's or has taken L's because it's the government spoiled child, because they have such position?
no, they're like the redheaded stepchild, ATF.
What do you mean?
So the FBI gets by far the most funding, the most support.
Yeah, exactly.
They're the spoiled child.
Okay.
ATF is like the redheaded stepchild that's necessary
Oh, okay.
because they control firearms regulations. So that's a big reason why they probably won't get disbanded. People keep saying, "Oh, disband ATF." It's never happening. I know,
see.
like Vivek Ramaswamy, by the way, right? He's running for president right now. One of the things that he's campaigning under, he's saying, I'm gonna disassemble the FBI. Bro, it's never happening. It's absolutely never happening. The FBI's mission is way too important for him to be able to discontinue them.
Yeah.
They literally investigate the number one crime. They investigate terrorism. They're the lead agency on terrorism. Because I remember I had a case and there was a terrorism nexus, I had to notify the FBI. I had to do it. You cannot do a terrorism investigation without them being involved.
The FBI. Okay.
Can't do it. Espionage, FBI. Public corruption, you can do it kind of, but the FBI's got to be involved. So the most serious crimes, especially with terrorism, they go to the bureau. So they're not going anywhere. They've been around since the 30s. Hoover, brought them out. They ain't going nowhere. So when people say, "Oh, we're gonna get rid of the FBI," what I think they should do is get rid of some of their bureaucratic management that make things political. But as far as getting rid of the bureau itself, it's never happening.
That's interesting.
And the thing is, a lot of FBI agents are really cool. It's the higher guys, the brass, that are the assholes. But the guys that are doing the cases and chilling, Like, bro, like they don't give, like they're doing their cases, they're doing their thing, they're you know what I mean? Like a good friend of mine's an FBI agent. I talked to him not too long ago. You know, cool guy, man, chill as fuck, Nigerian dude. Like he's like, you know, he's just chilling, doing his thing.
Okay.
So,
Very interesting. Very interesting.
You know, so, but anyway, where are we at here?
Which one?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go to the thing.
Which
The 24 hours. Mo.
Yeah, most law enforcement are really down to earth and chill, man. It's the management and the guys at the higher levels that do all the bullshit.
They fucked up.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, not this one. The other one.
24 hours.
Yep. Is this it?
20. Yeah.
24 hours.
No,
Is this it, Mo?
That's. Let me see.
Mo, what's? I can't see because you got to take me off screen.
Yeah.
One second.
Sorry, guys. Bear with us here. Yep,
Yeah,
that's
that
it.
one.
Yep, this one.
That one.
Yep. Go ahead and enlarge it, and let's run through the documentary and give some commentary. Hey guys, do me a favor. We got 940 y'all watching on YouTube right now. Can you guys like the video? And on Rumble, if you guys are watching this on Rumble, we got another, I think, 600 plus y'all watching on Rumble. If you guys don't mind, just like the video on Rumble as well, and on YouTube. Open up a tab and watch it on YouTube as well. All right, let's go ahead.
April 18th, 1993. David Koresh is the most notorious religious leader in the United States.
When Christ reveals himself, it's going to be according to the book.
To his followers, he's a modern-day Messiah.
He gave me every reason to keep believing.
Many feel he's been hand-picked by God.
If he said the sky is green, they were going to believe it.
I think David Koresh 100% believed that he was a prophet.
But to the authorities, he's a dangerous criminal.
This guy is a liar and a fraud, and he took sexual advantage of children.
He said it was his duty to have 21 children by virgins.
And soon he will leave them and the rest of his flock to their very own Armageddon.
We had no idea what we were in for.
This is the last 24 hours in the life of David Koresh.
Also, honorable mention here, guys. Pause. I want to tell you guys that Netflix actually came out with a really good documentary on this. It's a 3-part documentary. I was contemplating playing it on for you guys, but you know how YouTube is. Potentially could have played it on Rumble, but it would have been like 3 hours plus. So, so if you guys really are interested in the Waco siege, watch that documentary. It's pretty good. 3 parts on Netflix. Let's keep going.
Waco, Texas, April 18th, 1993, 12:30 p.m. David Koresh, the leader of a doomsday cult known as the Branch Davidians, is barricaded in a religious center 100 miles south of Dallas. He's been seriously wounded in a shootout with law enforcement, and in just 24 hours, he'll be dead. Outside, more than 700 armed federal agents have surrounded the area.
You saw multiple law enforcement agencies, emergency equipment, federal agencies, buses, SWAT teams, civilians. It had every element of humanity and law enforcement that you could possibly see.
Koresh and 83 of his most loyal followers, including 21 children, have been holed up here at their Mount Carmel compound for the last 50 days.
We expected that one by one we'd eventually all come out. We were kind of waiting on God through, to convey through David as to what we were to do.
I was very encouraged to continue on because he gave me every reason to keep believing.
Employing more than 40 negotiators, the FBI work around the clock to persuade Koresh and his followers to surrender. Leading those negotiations is Byron Sage.
David was a master of deception and a master of delay. I guess he felt the longer he delayed, the more exposure he had on the world stage. I mean, think about it. By this time, he had been on the front page of nearly every news magazine in the United States.
Can you pause it real quick, Mo? You guys are gonna see like a resemblance between this guy and Charles Manson. If you
Yes.
remember, I mentioned it in the Charles Manson case that they have certain similarities because they are very good at nurturing people with their beliefs and stuff. And he's very manipulative, so.
Yeah. Yeah, these cult leaders you guys are going to notice all have a very similar traits. They're all very charismatic. They all think that they're like damn near godly. So, and we did an episode on the Manson as well, guys. So if you guys want to go back and watch that one, that's on the playlist.
I will take it like a step further and say that this guy is like Charles Manson on devil time.
Yeah. Well, actually, you know what? The funny thing too is that people often forget Manson actually never killed anybody himself.
Yeah. He just
got a bunch of chicks to do it for him.
Yeah, exactly.
Like he never actually killed anyone himself, guys. The dude was a petty criminal that stole vehicles at best, but he never actually killed anyone himself.
And was very good at like, you know.
And they just released one of the girls.
Yeah, I remember.
So,
I remember.
Yeah,
but
she made
they
parole
do
in
have in
California.
common. David Koresh like the music a lot. He wanted to be a rock star. Charles Manson too. So they kind of have like, you know, you'll see.
Oh yeah, they were both aspiring musicians.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, let's keep going.
And for the FBI,
Mo,
the intense
can you,
media
make sure
scrutiny
it's 1080p
only
for the
adds to the
people? Make sure it's 1080p for the people on the YouTube thing, and then also put the subtitles. Bear with us here, guys. We gotta try to make sure we get y'all the best experience.
Yeah, the best quality.
You good?
Some people noticed that the last videos were in 720.
Yeah, we're good now though. They're in 1080p.
Okay.
We went back and fixed that. So.
The average amount of time of a hostage barricade situation in the United States is about 6 to 8 hours. Hours. The whole thing was just totally unprecedented.
Authorities view Koresh as a glorified con man who's brainwashed his followers. One of those who followed him was Dana Okamoto.
He was really good at talking around things and using semantics to get you off track and into where he wanted to go.
Negotiating with the Davidians is not like negotiating with the local dope dealer or cop killer, because David and the other people in charge want to talk about the Bible. And the FBI is not trained to talk about the Bible.
David Koresh believes that this standoff with authorities was prophesied long ago in the Bible.
David's predecessors,
Pause.
And David too.
The scariest thing you could go up against, guys, are people that, you know, think that they're acting on the, you know, behalf of God. Because then they're really committed. They're really committed, man. So, and they don't see anything wrong with what they're doing. And in his case, that's how he felt. So.
Yeah, I do wanna cite the Bible there in Matthew 24:4-28. Do mention Jesus said that there'll be more like me saying that they are the Christ, and this guy was definitely doing it.
Mo's going crazy with that soundboard.
You're giving me scare bumps.
Okay, let's keep going.
Believed that the army of Babylon, believed to be an army of unbelievers, would attack them.
Now, the so-called Army of Babylon prepares to break the stalemate and, according to Koresh, is about to set off an apocalyptic prophecy. A prophecy that David Koresh has been preaching for the last 8 years as the leader of the Branch Davidian cult. An offshoot of the Seventh-day Adventists, the Davidians' whole belief system centers on the literal interpretation of the Book of Revelation. And no one could interpret the Word of God quite like Koresh.
Mo, are you religious?
What to tell us how to...
Can you explain the Book of Revelations?
I'm not that... although I just know it explains... It's the final book in the Bible that...
Or Angie, you went to church a lot,
yeah,
right?
it's a final book of the Bible that basically is predicting what's the world going to come to in the future.
Okay. Fair enough.
Explain it to us.
Okay. Oh,
Right.
it's called Revelation in English. Okay, my bad.
What do you call it in Spanish?
Apocalypse.
Oh. That's what they call it in Spanish?
Yeah, in Creole we say apocalypse.
Revelaciones.
Okay. Are you familiar with it too, or no?
In Creole it's called we say apocalypse.
Okay. So it's basically the last, if I'm not mistaken, like
the last book of the Bible basically explains
what the future is going to hold.
Yeah.
Okay. So David Koresh, I guess, was with the Branch Davidians were heavily invested in the book of Revelations.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also it looks like, I'm looking at the YouTube stream, it just went unavailable. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What?
Fantastic.
Yeah.
No, the YouTube stream. Oh, yeah, it says stream unavailable. I knew that was going to come.
Yeah.
That's fine. Just give it a second and it'll come back.
Okay.
What we can do is we can just migrate it over to Rumble if we need to. Let me look over on Rumble, see what's going on over there. I think we're still live on Rumble, though, no problem. I predicted this might happen. Yeah, we're still live on Rumble.
Yeah, we're still live on Rumble.
Yeah, YouTube being lame. Yeah, what can you do, right?
I mean, we love you, YouTube. We love you very much.
Why they took it down?
Yeah, no. Keep it like this. Let's wait until the YouTube stream comes back, and I'm going to tell everybody. Can you drop the Rumble link in there for the people?
Yes.
Mo? We'll take this thing over to Rumble. So, because it's going to come back on YouTube. The only thing is you just have to, what you have to do is you just have to wait a little bit. So, drop the link in there for them on Rumble.
Yes.
Let me give them the link. Bear with us here, guys.
So, real quick to say here, the book of Revelation is a prophetic warning that is in line with the Old Testament, with images of cosmic beasts, plagues, and the rider with a sword coming out of his mouth. So these images are meant to capture our attention and paint a picture of God's victory over the cosmic powers of darkness. The book of Revelation is meant to inspire patient endurance and faithful allegiances to Jesus by showing us a new city and a new haven, and earth. So
Gotcha.
to give you guys an idea.
Looks like we're back on YouTube.
All right, we're back on YouTube. Hold on, don't play the stream yet. So, all right, yeah, for all the YouTube people that are back, don't worry. On the replay, this is going to show. It's just that what YouTube does, I knew this was going to happen. Anytime you, react to stuff and they think that it could be potentially copyright, they'll just turn the stream off out of safety. Like, they'll just do it. And then even if it ends up not being anything, they do it out of caution. So, it is what it is.
But Mo can try to speed it up a little bit, like to add like a little bit of speed.
I don't think it'll do anything.
You think so?
No, it won't do anything. Because what'll end up happening is so that part that was cut out from YouTube, they're gonna actually put it back on.
Yeah.
They're gonna put it back on. So I think the best thing to do is just probably move it over to Rumble, and then everybody come on over to Rumble right now. We'll pin the chat in there, and we could pull the Rumble chat up. It's gonna be a little bit more crazy.
Yeah.
And we could give y'all what y'all want. Hell, we could actually probably even play the Netflix version on Rumble.
What you want to play though? It's 3 episodes.
No. I would play. I think the first episode covers most of what you need to. They just don't cover the how they negotiated it. Okay. But that's fine. We can keep playing.
We can play the.
We could play parts from the. We could play parts from the Netflix one if we need to.
Okay. We can also play the video that I sent. The Vice video. Remember?
Yes, we could play that over there too.
Negotiator.
Yeah. With the actual Negotiator, we could play parts of that. Yeah. All right. So guys, do me a favor. Okay. Come on over to Rumble right now. Rumble.com/FedReacts. I'm gonna drop the link in the chat for y'all. I think people have been doing it. Yeah, it's in there. But come over right now, guys. Let's make the switch. I think it's that time.
All right.
AKA. Let's get